I do think that you're going to be looking at a president who most likely will be impeached. It's going to happen. So then what happens, right? Kamala can't get it. Like, Kamala can't get this job. So then does it become, oh, I don't know. Oopsie, we got something wrong with my shot here. Do we not? Okay. How's that? You're still reeling from looking at the screen because you see Michelle Obama on it. There's a lot of talk that Michelle Obama may actually run next year. Ted Cruz is floating that idea. He's done it a couple of times. There's the guy who wrote the Michelle Obama book who stated this rather recently, saying, look, if you look at sort of the similarities between everything that Michelle Obama is doing versus what Barack Obama did in preparation to running, it's quite similar. And he seems to think that indeed it will be Michelle Obama in 2024, not Joe Biden. And whether or not, the impeachment or whatever comes out about the family and the finances, et cetera, has anything to do with it, or whether it's just going to be he's too darn old, we're not sure yet. But listen to the gentleman who wrote this biography on her, Joel Gilbert.
The allegations that have come out in the media in the last few weeks really were around for years. David Garrow's book that had the quote where Obama said he makes love to men in his imagination came out several years ago. And of course, Larry Sinclair was from way back in 2008. So the fact that these are coming to the surface tells you that I think there's something going on in Obama world. And I make the case that I believe that Joe Biden is on his way out. I think that's pretty much the consensus. Nobody really believes he'll be the candidate in 2024 because of health, because of corruption, because of his terrible record. And I make the case in my film and book that Michelle has been pretty much copying Barack Obama's path to the White House. Barack had a voter registration organization in Chicago called Project Vote before he ran for president. Michelle founded something called When We All Vote that's supported by the Soros Group for $26 million. She's been running around the country registering people for several years. Barack wrote 2 autobiographies, Dreams from My Father and The Audacity of Hope. Sure enough, Michelle wrote 2 autobiographies, Becoming and The Light We Carry. They're also on Netflix as TV specials. And of course, Barack was the keynote speaker who introduced John Kerry at the 2004 Democrat convention. Sure enough, Michelle introduced Joe Biden at the 2020 Democrat convention.
That's coming to us from our friends over at Real America's Voice. Anyway, will she do it? I think there's probably a decent chance. And look, I think that Hunter's going to get taken down some way, somehow. In the meantime, you got Kamala out there who is just, well, not the brightest woman, shall we say. I don't know as Michelle is either. I've actually not read her dissertation, and I've only seen her on the campaign trail and known what a disaster she was there. I mean that. A disaster in that they really, at one point, and I saw 2 campaigns, I covered 2 campaigns, with him. She was such a disaster that they kind of had to just keep her in the background because she was so polarizing and people really didn't like her. Now, times have changed.